that.
Yeah, I had to think about where I wanted to start with this. Mine's gonna be pretty much upbeat and funny. I have a lot of funny stories. I think a lot of people hit on it with her character, her faith in God. I like to think about her generosity. She liked to, like you said, give a lot of money to people. And I know I like to partake in that a lot. I'm scared to. Sometimes I act like I lost the 20, so she gained. I remember that when we were at Gifford, she would always be trying to tip the people walking around. I always thought that was really funny. Another big thing I noticed, speaking on Gifford, was she was the remote thief. She had like 7 remotes in her first 7 months. And it would be crucial times when I'd go visit her in the fall, when I would want to watch the football games, the basketball games. And I found out that she had remote restrictions because she'd been stealing people's remotes. So, yeah, the remote thief was real. I thought that was really a cool thing about Gregory was about how talkative she was. She wasn't scared to ask what political party you were affiliated with, what school you went to. I remember she asked me this a dozen times in the last 2 years. And kind of around the Christmas time, we were visiting her, and at this point it was just me in the room. I think I went on a day off, and I decided to mess with her a little bit. And she'd asked me where I go to school, and I replied that I went to 1308 University. She asked me where it was located, and I kind of gave her own thing. I said, up the road at Peace. She looked at me kind of confused and with a little smile. Kind of as everybody knows. She asked what the campus was like. I told her it was a smaller school with a baseball field in the back and a park in the back. She was being real nice about it, and I couldn't tell to this day if she was genuinely thinking it was like the coolest school she ever heard of or not. She'd asked me about my professors. I said I had a real cool one named Don Himes. But
Tyler, look at Papa because he wants to hear.
Go ahead.
Oh, yeah. But I think she thought it was really cool because if you know Gregory, she went to about 1 million different colleges herself. So I mean, I remember my mom's told me stories where she almost went to University of Hawaii just to take a gym class. But that's just kind of who Gregory was. She was very spontaneous, outgoing, adventurous, caring. I could list several traits about her, but she was also a person with a real quick temper. I always heard stuff like, Donnie, go blow your nose. She'd get the what? Or there's a time where Jackson and I were taking her to KFC, and we pulled up to the drive-thru, and Jackson had won like a chicken bone, and Gregory relayed that information, and the person proceeded back, a chicken bowl, and Gregory said, no, a chicken bone. And there was a lot of back and forth on it, and finally Gregory snapped off and just, God damn it, I want a chicken bone! Well, what you can guess, when we got back to the house, it wasn't a chicken bone, it was a chicken bowl that we all enjoyed. Another thing Gregory was, she was an amazing singer. She loved her songs. One that me and Aunt Lana like to joke about was, I don't even know if this song's real, but the lyrics definitely stick with us, was I shot the gun and it was loaded. Mm-hmm. That's a good one. I know one of my mom's favorites, You Are My Sunshine, My Only Sunshine. She always sang that one real beautifully. Or any Johnny Cash, I always like when she sang Jackson. That was a good one. Yeah, Kansas City. Yep. Something I'm gonna miss on days like today is she really, like about 5 years ago, let me know that I looked like this one golfer all the time. And it was like she would go on and it'd make me feel so good because it was Jordan Spieth, and I was like, man, like that's such a nice compliment. And she was obsessed with him, and it always made me feel good when she said it. And I just look back and I just, if I could play like him and not duck hook it and sling my clubs past my dad's head, that would be nice. Something about Gregory, it's very hard to tell her she looks pretty. She doesn't take compliments well, in my opinion.
No.
It would be a back and forth about, I would say she looks pretty, and she'd be like, no, she's like, I don't have makeup on. She's like, you look handsome though. Speaking of looks and getting ready, I can tell there's several times where I'd be walking past the bathroom, door wide open, look in, and there she is shirtless watching herself. And, you know, that was my first pair of boobies that I saw.
I had a couple friends walk into that.
Yeah. As a 10-year-old, being able to say I saw my first pair of boobies, it was a cool thing. And I had the fact that it was Gregory. A thing people don't know is back my first semester at college, I suffered kind of a tough time dealing with several concussions, and it made me homesick. But oftentimes I'd have conversations with Papa and Gregory, and finally Gregory pretty early on had told me to just start coming over to 1308, to which I would do almost every other weekend, and she always made me feel protected. She always fed me well. She would cook for me, look after me. She wouldn't fall asleep, and it's to this day a true thing. She wouldn't fall asleep until she knew everybody else was asleep. Even though at 4 in the morning, it would scare the hell out of me that there's somebody in a black shadow coming on to turn the TV off. It was always very scary, but it's something that she's very good at, and something she's a protector, as everybody has said. And something towards the end, I thought that was interesting. I never really heard her talk much about Tomahawk. It was always about the South. But I remember when we were moving in here, moving Papa and Gregory in here, she had looked out and said something along the lines of, I love being here in Tomahawk.
Yeah. She did say that. You got this.
That spoke to me because
You got this, baby.
that is one of my happiest places, and it gives me positive knowing that her let's get a drink of this one.
Doing great, bud.
Alright. Her last moments with her families and friends, and in a happy place. She was something. I know we can speak for all that we will miss her calling us her baby. And whether it be the several dozen Culver's ice creams in her freezer, the homeless people she would take off the streets and drive them around, or a faithful conservative, I'll always remember her as my Gregory.